What's up, everyone? We are back. We're going to run some new tournament content here. This is for specifically showdown style events. For those of you who don't already know, there was a blog post on the 8-Ball Smash website, and it basically just kind of outlines this new format, which is really cool. It has like a classic ball pool feel to it. But with like a modern twist. So you'll see that it's very standard to what you're probably accustomed to from just seeing pool. So you'll see the layouts make a lot of sense. And then just like put just a slight twist on the rules. This event specifically is called Down in It. And this is the qualifier round. You're going to have, for the qualifier round, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You can play it all 3 days. And I highly recommend kind of getting a feel for it because based on their post, this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday format, you're going to see again on Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday, Sunday. So you're going to see that it's structured to where everything that we see today, it's going to run all week. So you're going to get a really nice familiarity to the layout. And then, here you can see sink shots, 2 points for each. Sink 2 balls at once, sink 3 balls at once, sink kick shot, king bank shot. These are things that you're always going to keep in mind because that's really going to get your tiebreaker score up. Now, one of the things that you'll see is the cue ball here being in fixed position. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of aim central. I usually try to give the break and hopefully spread out some of the balls. Not the best that I could have spread them out. But this is where, and specifically, you saw kick shot, bank shot. And this is typically where I'll try to pull out a ball that is high in these things. So kick shot, bank shot, for example. We're looking for good kick shot, bank shot. So I don't know what my best option is. Maybe that one. Maybe Resolution or Tombstone. These are brand new balls that have came out. Maybe I go with Resolution. And what you'll see when you go to do a kick shot, you're going to see extra ball guide. So this is, kind of a prime example here. And you're going to see that we're just going to kind of position this. And you can see we can do this kick shot, bank shot. And then the only other thing that you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to hit speed appropriately. So somewhere right around 50 here. You can see it just rolls right in. And we're also able to come around and be able to give ourselves a good look here. Now, as you can see, it looks like when we hit this, it's going to run into that blocker ball, and we're going to pocket that blocker ball. So there was a ball down there blocking the pocket, and we just kind of broke it up. We're going to keep continuing to do kick shot, bank shots whenever we can. So that's what I highly recommend. You can see this isn't necessarily the best where I can get a clean look right now, unfortunately. Sometimes what I'll do here is not try to rustle too many feathers. So if I just kind of go low speed here, maybe I was trying to pocket that 3. It didn't quite work out that way. But I was trying to kind of combo that in. We weren't able to quite do it, so our streak ends. So we want to pick a shot that's going to allow for us to potentially start a new nice streak. You can see this ball's going to kind of be in the way. Let's take a look at this 7 ball. We may be able to sneak in. Kind of aim this towards the pocket here. This may be the shot that I go for here. You can see we're just kind of aiming towards the top half of that pocket, low speed. We're able to get it and then come in at an angle. You can see this was kind of an intentional leaf here. Because what is this angle going to do for me? Once we get this set up, we're going to be able to put some spin on it. Let's get that right in there. And then this becomes a speed-dependent shot. But with the more speed, we might be able to backspin this baby. and get it to run into some of these other balls. And you can see I just got it to nick those other balls. But you can see what that did is it broke it up just enough. And you can see that we can kind of go at this now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of aim for this contact here and also keep this super low on the speed. Oh man, not quite enough contact. So we needed to get that in, and you can see just a little bit light. I thought it was going to hit that a little bit harder than that. That was my mental mistake there more so than anything. And why not just try for a bank shot here? So this isn't the best ball for guide, but you can see it was very close. And you can see that if I had I made that, that would have upped my tiebreaker score. So those are the type of things that you want to typically be looking for. And here you can see I'm much better with the execution there. Not too much speed when we have shots like that. And similar with this, we're going to go real soft. I'd like to keep this in position. So we're going to go real soft to where it just gently rolls in and we don't take that cue ball out of position too much. And here's a perfect example of where you could see a nice bank happen. And since there's so many blockers, there's kind of two ways I can do this. I can either do this gently, which is probably the way that I'm going to do it. And what would be the motivation to do gently? And you'll see that we'll be able to go down table. That's the reason that we did the gently there. So let's just kind of aim this here. Hope that it catches the pocket. We're able to clear it. It took 12 shots. 42 tiebreaker, not nearly as good as we would have liked. But also overall not too bad either. But that's what you want to focus on, is getting more of those banks and everything. And you can see, this is going to be a great ball, this resolution ball, tombstone ball. These are kind of designed for these events. And they make the game a lot funner to play. So that's the reason I, keep picking up some of these balls. Definitely keeps things a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go just a slight angle on this and try to get just a little bit extra kick on these blocker balls here. And you can see this one much better at my distribution than the first rack. And you can see, we have a lot of options here. So the question is, which option do you take? And, I don't know the exact answer to that. I'm kind of feeling this one. Even though this is kind of in the middle of the table and I kind of would maybe like to leave this on the table, what I have in mind here is just kind of slow roll it and then go straight in here, up the table. And what this I'm hoping will do is just kind of bring me out for the 2. And you can see it breaks those up, and we actually comboed it. So we were able to get that angle down. So you can see that was a very speed-dependent shot. But that's what the extra ball guide helps you do, is you'll see with the extra ball guide that we can just hit shots like that. And another soft shot, you can see I don't want to rustle too many feathers. So that's exactly what I'm doing here, is I'm just focusing on quality of contact more so than anything. We're going to go slow speed here again. Same thing, quality. Just quality of contact. And then we get ourselves in position. And this is where this game to me is just so fun compared to other games like 8-ball pool. Is it just allows for us to really do some really cool shot making and see where the balls are going to end up. And it's very easy to control your power. Keep yourself well within bounds here, and you're going to see this is a much better rack than the last one. So I did a much better set here. You're going to see we're just going to try to cut this in super thin. Oh man, did it end up scratching? I can't believe it. I thought, that ball was going to be blocked, and unfortunately, but look at my tiebreaker. So up, well, we actually unfortunately added 1 extra stroke by scratching. I thought that the blocker ball was going to keep me from being able to scratch. Just got just a tad bit out of position. I wanted to go fast. And here you can see it's more of like a 9-ball layout here. And why not for this one? I kind of want to mix it up. I don't want guys to think that you have to play with resolution balls. I do like using the balls. They're a lot of fun to me. And I think you guys might get in a similar boat to where, once you actually do make that purchase, especially on some of these balls, that the game is just really fun to play. And I like being able to do all those tiebreakers. When we play with just a white ball, you're going to see you have to play a lot more straight pull. Like, you can't do anything wild because it's a lot harder. And you see with that shot there, we're just kind of keeping it within control, playing just the right amount of power, probably about 30 some on the power. On this one, since it's a little bit farther distance, we're going to crank it up just a little bit closer to 50. And you can see with 50 power, we come in this slot and we can kind of just keep tearing up this pocket. You can practice all kinds of shots like this in challenges. That's a great place to really hone in and get your speeds down. Same thing here. We're going to go kind of low and just kind of bring it back to, and you can see I basically just brought it back to exactly where it just was. So it's just like a control shot. And you can just, the more that you play, the more that you're going to get accustomed to doing these. How much power do I need? Stuff like that. Let's position this one. And the same thing here. We're going to go probably mid-30s, high 30s, somewhere like that. You can see I'm just trying to come around here. Keep it well within control. This is just all cue ball. Keeping control of our cue ball is all we're doing here. And you can see all of these shots are well within my means. I have full and total control of the cue ball. And we didn't even need to use a special ball. However, keep in mind, tiebreaker is going to be an important thing. So since tiebreaker is going to come into play, focusing on doing stuff like kick shot, bank shot, it's going to be an important concept. So it is something that you don't want to necessarily sleep on, but you can see 9 balls, 9 shots. We're able to run that table, pretty decent tiebreaker. We probably could have shot for maybe 200 tiebreaker on that one had we used a special ball. So that's the difference. It's really going to help inflate your tiebreaker score. So let me switch back because here you can see another unique layout. Let's go back to the resolution. I'm really liking this ball, especially for this format where we're doing, you can see what I'm doing here, and then we're just going to go full power. We're able to get one ball to fall. We broke it up real nice. So you can see the distribution of balls. This is a beautiful set. So, it gives us a lot of opportunity here. And this is an example, a prime example of just being able to try to do some kind of kick bank shot. If I can keep that guide, it looks like we can't, unfortunately. Man, it was so close. Because if we could, play that with a kick shot, bank shot, maybe this is the way to go, a little bit more like this. And we'll just come down here, try to keep our cue ball from running into too much stuff. It's just, kick shot, bank shot, just kind of getting our tiebreaker up where we can. And this is another possibility of doing some kind of combo, something like this. This is a risky shot, though. So if I was to do something like this, you'd want to have good faith in it. That that the angle. But, this is the stuff that you just want to typically do and just kind of scan. And this is a potential to where I can make both of these balls. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to play the shot that's going to play that green ball over there towards that pocket. So let's just check my alignment, make sure that I'm good here, because we want to make sure foremost we make the 2. Not quite enough guide on that green 6. So I kind of have to guesstimate a little bit, but I'm going to try right around this power. And you can see I'm sending it right over towards the pocket, and we made it. It's a 2-ball combo. We wouldn't have been able to do that shot if it wasn't for all this guide. So it's really cool being able to do shots like this. And that's why I love this game so much. And I've been having a lot of fun playing it. And same kind of concept here. Maybe this doesn't go in, but maybe I can get the power down just right and combo that 7 in. Now, it doesn't look like I'm getting enough spin to make that happen. So I might just kind of go soft here. Ooh, almost ran the cue ball into it accidentally. You can see there we make the shot, but it was more of just kind of like a straight on approach. Let's just keep rolling through this set. Maybe just a little bit of spin here. Something along the lines of this. And then we're just going to use this guide. You can see that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm using that cue ball guide to just kind of set my power to make it just come up here and just keep the cue ball well within control. You can see we give ourselves a nice position here. We're going to go long down the table with the 9, super slow speed. And this is a good opportunity for us to just kind of kick this, and you want to pick a speed that's going to give you a shot on that last ball. I'm just trying to send it down here, not trying to do too much, because all we're going to have to do is make this shot. So with that being said, we want to keep this streak going, because that's another thing that really helps your tiebreaker is streaks. So you can see we did that in 8 shots this time. And let's just see how much extra tiebreaker we got. We didn't get to do a ton. You can see we inflated our tiebreaker like 35 points there. And realistically, if we would have been able to get a little bit more aggressive on a couple more shots, easily could have, topped 150 there. So check this one out. This is a 7-ball set. Let's just switch back to a standard for the break. I kind of want to play mix between both. And it's also a good opportunity to potentially use things like Pro D1. If you've seen those one, that's the green ball. Another good opportunity to use those on the break just to get a little bit of extra power. What it does is it just kind of increases your power. So anything that increases the power, definitely a good thing. And we're going to do this with some backspin. And I'll show you why here momentarily after I get positioned. So let me just get this positioned, make sure that we make the 2-ball foremost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to controlled bring this back. I'm thinking 40s. And you can see why did I do that? It's to come in here for this 7. So you can see these balls are very close to one another. And what this does is it just allows me to come over, kick this, not disrupt too much on the table. And then you can see we freed up all these balls. I can either go 6 here, we can go 5 here. There's a lot of opportunity. When looking at this table, though, I can go long on the 5. I can go long on the 4. So that's kind of the way that I'm opting to do this. Is we're just going to send this cue ball down here, and we're just going to go long. I don't mind the distance, the extra distance. It's not going to cost me. And one of the things that you might see me do on a shot like this is just kind of gently play this one. And we'll just try to come up for the 4 or the 3 ball. Because we don't have to go in the short side. I'm confident enough to go with these long shots. You can see that's exactly what we're going to try to do, is we're just going to do 2 long shots here. Maybe just a little bit more speed to have brought that a little bit more away from the 4 ball, but we should be good nevertheless. So let's just, oh man. So that's sometimes with the cue ball what'll happen, especially with the short guide. You might just get just a little bit overconfident on your stroke. And that's exactly what you see. So I end up losing a couple tiebreaker points because I lost my streak. And then you can also see we added a stroke as well. But all things considered, we're still rolling along here, doing pretty good. And again, I'm going to mix it back up. And let's just use one, another ball here. Let's use this Tombstone. This one just came out. It's right in the store there. So highly recommend that you guys just kind of play around with some of these. They're designed to really kind of increase player performance. And you can see that we're comboing there, getting some nice action. We got 2 balls to go in as well. Nice combo action there. It's going to inflate our tiebreaker. That's why we do these things. Right, guys? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Same type of thing here. Why not go for that shot that's going to inflate the tiebreaker score? which in this case is instead of taking this right there in that side pocket, we're going to kick over, and we're going to come over here for a nice bank. So that bank, all that bank does is it just opens up your tiebreaker. So anytime that you can capitalize, use the rail as your friend. If we had just a little bit more, we could do even more. And let's just see what this one looks like. See if we can come over and kick this one in. Doesn't look like I can quite get enough, unfortunately. But we could maybe go bank. You have to be careful on these banks because sometimes the angle on your bank is going to run into the, might run it in somewhere. So I'm going to be cautious, safe rather than sorry, and we're just going to go for another shot. Something like this. Keep the power slow. We're just going to kind of gently roll it in. We have flexibility to go green ball, yellow ball, whatever we want here, because you can see everything's really nicely positioned. And then what you'll see on a shot like this is a lot of times I'll use some spin. You're going to see I'm going to crank this up. And we have to avoid the pocket. So we don't want to put too much power on this that it's going to scratch in the side. You can see we're just coming over here sideways. We use that ball guide, that cue ball guide, to make that shot possible and to make it to where we use the exact power that we need to avoid the scratch. And same thing here. We're just using that ball guide to send it back to the center of the table. Those are stuff that you can just practice along the way. And you can see we're putting together a really nice round here. So you can see 64 is kind of where we're at. That's 12 shots. So 12 shots is going to be a little bit difficult for this one, but let's give it a go. We should be able to do on a straight set like this. This is just straight 15 balls. So if we can get especially a good break, which is what we're trying for, I was hoping to get a couple shots to go there. But when we're talking straight pull, you want to be thinking things that are going to potentially multi-ball a lot of stuff. So we're creating opportunities, like combo, for example. Combo, follow the ball into the pocket, something along the lines of that. So that's what we're going to try to do here. I don't think it's going to follow this into the pocket, but that's kind of the goal, is we just get it down by the pocket, and then maybe one of the other shots will be able to. So, and here's going to be kind of like a kick shot. This is a real interesting one here. So you're seeing we're using a kick shot and then we're sending it into another ball. A real interesting shot here. You can see it breaks it up nicely. And again, with the combos, that's more or less the goal here. Get some action going. Maybe we can get a 2-for-1. So that's what you can see that I'm doing, is I'm just kind of getting this position down. It looks like we need to kind of overbreak it. Something to the effect of this. So we're going to try to send this one with some power. Let's try this. Ooh. So not quite able to get it to drop. But here's where you can see, maybe we can try very similar. So we can try to maybe 2-ball this or something. That's exactly what you can see that I'm trying to do. So we get the 3, and I send some balls over towards the pocket, just nothing dropped. Do you see the strategy that I'm trying to employ here? And this is a good chance. This one specifically is a good, maybe follow the ball into the pocket. So we're going to go for good speed here and try to get our alignment good enough that it'll just follow that ball into the pocket. And sure enough, there it is, a 2-for-1. So those are the type of shots that you want to focus on, especially off a bank shot too. So remember, bank shot's going to get your tiebreaker up. Same thing here. We're going to try the same thing. Try to get this speed just right. It looks like that's pulling away. If that's pulling away, we're going to need to come in here. Maybe go just a little bit softer. Somewhere around this. And keep in mind that this is the same thing. We're trying to get a 2-for-1 here. It's speed dependent, so we were just a little bit off on the speed. Should have used just a little bit more. But you can see we get the 1 to drop. And we're just enhancing this tiebreaker. Same thing, kick shot here. So you can see I'm going kick shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the cue is going to be able to run into anything. Oh, man, that was bad luck. Because that 2-ball was in. So I just added a shot to my score, unfortunately. It's not the result we were going for there. But let's try it again to try to do something here that'll be productive. Something along the lines of this is what I have in mind. So we're going to try to make this 13 or the 11, and then potentially, so you can see I get that, and that 13 just in the way of the cue ball. So unfortunately not able to get that. Let's try to send this one down off the bank. Try to send this down towards the pocket here. Oh man. None of these speeds seem to be... I wonder what's wrong with that. It's not... Man, it's pulling off that ball for some reason. I guess after it hits the rail, we're not able to see where it's going. And it's hitting too much ball. Doesn't look like I can get that to fall the way that I want to, for whatever reason. The spin or something. And this is what we're going to try to do then. So we're going to try to combo this. Try to get your positioning down. You can see we make that one. We send a lot of balls in different directions. Nothing else, unfortunately, able to drop though. So it happens. This is a good example of just like a simple, and you can see speed-wise, we're able to come in here. This is just like a simple kick shot, increasing your tiebreaker, bringing the cue ball down, controlled. You could see the curvature that was on that cue ball. And this is a good opportunity to maybe do something cool here. Again, we could come down and we could probably kick this in this way rather easily. This is just something that you do to inflate your tiebreaker. So we're getting our tiebreakers up with these shots. That is the purpose of them. And same thing here, as we can go kick shot here. That's what's cool about having all these balls and all these options to go. You know, oh man, so I just missed it. That's what the extra ball guide helps you to do, is just form those shots together, link these shots. And that's what we're going to try to do here as well. I'm going to try to make this 1 ball and send my speed down in the right way that it just missed. You can see it caught. I was trying to get that 12, and it just caught both edges of the pocket. But it was that close to being able to combo. We might be able to combo it this way, so we might still be able to get a combo. So let's try to do it. I'm not sure if this is the right angle. It doesn't look like it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to just try to get this spin just right, where it shoots back towards that, and hopefully, and this is going to be 100% speed-related shot. You got to really nail this speed, and we weren't able to do it. We didn't put enough spin on it. Just not able to kick it in. A little bit extra ball guide, that's going to be the secret. So if you get that cue ball, a shot with a high cue ball there, we would have been able to use our spin a little bit better, and we could have possibly made that one. You can see there, we're just trying to keep it away from the pocket, send it back. A couple extra shots there, a couple miscues. But let's just see what it looked like there. 214. And it could have even been higher. I mean, you guys can see, you know, we almost didn't break it up. We could have maybe hit 300 plus. If we would have kept that streak going, and then also made those banks that we, would have really inflated that score, probably another 100 points. And that's what you're seeing there, just that tiebreaker score going up. It's going to make it that much easier for you guys to win. So hopefully you guys enjoy that the content here. You can see, just look at what my tiebreaker looks like. Compare it, like it's like double. And these are just AI scores. So once people come into the brackets, you'll see that the AI starts to disappear. So, don't get discouraged just because you see, all these other names here above yours. As soon as you click on one, you'll see, it's just a basic amateur profile, and amateurs aren't allowed to play here. So you know that it's not, it's just a placeholder. So when the real people come in, it's going to clear those scores out. And with as huge as the tiebreaker scores we put up, very good chance that we can win this. So keep all that in mind. Best of luck out there. Feel free to like and thumbs up the video. Appreciate reading your guys' feedback as well. So feel free to comment. Best of luck out there, and see you guys coming up in the semifinal round.